A couple days ago, I asked you on Twitter what you'd like to see next, and it looks like the large majority of you want to see my live stream setup tour. So, this is my setup. All right, so let's start with the desk. So this desk is fully custom. I built it myself. The top is like a butcher block. It's basically a countertop. And then the legs and everything are 1.5" lead pipe with these big, beefy, like caster wheels so that I can move the desk around. Like if I want to live stream or play some VR, I can just kind of situate the desk however I want. But I'm really proud of this thing. Fully custom, huge, lots of space to fit everything. I love this desk. The PC that we're using, this is a rebuild. I bought it from a friend. I believe it's a one-time owner, but I just didn't like it, so I had to make it look good. So what I did is I put it inside this Corsair 460X crystal. It's a beautiful case, glass so you can see through. We've got the Corsair HD 120 RGB fans. The CPU is an Intel Core i5 2500K at 3.3 gigahertz. Graphics is the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 980, and we are rocking 16 gigs of RAM. For what I do, it seems to do the job. Honestly, it's probably time for an upgrade, so those PC manufacturers out there, you know, let's talk. All right, so now that we know what's under the hood, let's talk about audio first. So we're gonna move to the microphone. The microphone that we're using is the Rode Procaster. This thing is like a broadcast quality studio mic, and I like it because it's super directional. So like you kind of have to be up on it. I usually have like something going on in the background, whether it's like an air conditioner or a heater, it's a little noisy. So this being super directional helps me eliminate some of that background noise. Holding the mic up is this Rode. It's a mic boom arm. And basically like this keeps this thing mobile. I can put it wherever I want, position the mic so that it's exactly where I like it. And I don't like putting it on the desk or a desk mount. It just creates too much extra noise so you can hear the keyboard and the mouse. The boom arm is definitely the way to go. This mic being an XLR mic, that means it has this like 3-pin cable. It's pretty standard for microphones. You can't really plug an XLR into your computer, so you're gonna need something called a USB interface. And what I use is the Focusrite 2i2. It's a 2 input, 2 output, and that allows us to plug the XLR right into this unit, and then it takes a USB cable into the computer. So the nice thing about having the Focusrite USB interface is that I can hear exactly what the microphone is outputting with 0 latency. We're gonna connect some headphones so that we can hear that 0 latency coming out of the mic. And the ones that I use are the Sony, they're just dynamic stereo headphones. They're like studio monitor headphones, and they're noise canceling, so you can't hear a lot outside of them. A lot of people will have to put their ears like one ear on, one ear off. But having this 0 latency feedback from your microphone is so nice, and you can just keep them on the whole time. But let's say you're playing a solo match and you want to just hear the rumble, you're going to need some really nice speakers, and that's why I have these Yamaha HS series. This is a 70-watt, 5-inch subwoofer with a 1-inch dome tweeter. If I want to play solo and I don't have to worry about feedback or streaming, I crank these bad boys up and let the walls shake. They're amazing. Okay, so monitors. This monitor is the BenQ GL2450. I have to keep my phone up so I don't like get these model numbers confused. This is the main monitor that I use to play the games, and I use this one because it has a 1 millisecond response time. It is only 60 Hertz, so we do have some room for improvement there. Love to play on like a 240, although we can't really perceive 240 anyways. This one over here is the AOC. It's just a reference monitor. This way I can have my chat open. Streamlabs usually shows up on this window so that I can keep an eye on like bit donations or the chat, anything like that. If you want to have like a face cam or a webcam to show the audience like, you know, what you're doing while you're playing the game, you need a webcam. So I use the Logitech C922. This is a great webcam, very good quality. It'll output 720 at 60 frames or the full HD 1080 at 30 frames. Now there's good ones coming up that have like 4K, but streaming 4K just doesn't make any sense. But it does allow you to crop in and kind of manipulate your frame a bit. So the Logitech Brio is actually really good for that. Okay, what keyboard do I use? My favorite keyboard right now is the Logitech G513, silver tactile RGB mechanical keyboard. I like this keyboard because the buttons are clicky but not too clicky, so it's not super loud. And it's got this really nice kind of brushed aluminum finish, so it looks good. And the big plus is this big, fat padded wrist rest, so that, you know, it's just kind of comfortable. In my opinion, the most important and crucial part of your setup is gonna be your mouse. It's how you look and aim and shoot. This is what I'm using. This is the Logitech G502 Proteus, I think it's called. The reason why it's so amazing is it has all these assignable buttons right where your thumb rests. So you can assign different buttons to be like your floor or your wall or anything really. And you can have 3 programmable modes. So like if you set one for a certain game, you can switch to a different profile for another game. That way you can have like all these custom setups built right into it. So the keyboard and mouse are resting on this super big 900 by 400 millimeter HyperX. The biggest point is don't run out of room. Don't run off your mouse pad by having something small. Get something big that will give you some room. The newest piece of tech that I've added to the stream setup, and one of my actual favorite things, is the Elgato Stream Deck. Basically what the Elgato Stream Deck does is it gives you a tactile keyboard, I guess, or a set of buttons that you can assign certain things to help you, organize your stream. Every scene that you have set up in your OBS software, you can map to these buttons, so you can scene switch, you can do tweets, you can start and stop your live streams. You can do so many things with the Stream Deck. I'll have to go over that in a completely separate video. So depending how you like your streams to be set up, I like to have this whole green screen so you don't see anything behind me. We're using like a 5 by 7 foot pop-up green screen. It's got 2 sides to it, a green and there's a blue. You can lean it up against the wall, or if you have a light stand with these little like reflector brackets, you can hang it up behind you and just kind of be freestanding. But what if you have like an echoey room and you want to kind of dampen some of the echoes? This stuff back here on the wall is a soundproofing foam. They come in a bunch of different colors and variations, but this is like a 1 foot by 1 foot, and you can like lay them out however you want, but those will absorb extra sound so you don't hear all the echoes in your room if you have a big room. Okay, so there you have it. I pretty much showed you everything that I use to stream. I'm almost out of coffee, so we're gonna have to wrap this up, guys. If you have any questions at all about any of the stuff that we went over in this video, please leave it down in the comments below. I will show you in a separate video the software end of how to get set up with live streaming. But as for this one, that's been it. Smash that like button if you like this video. Subscribe with notifications on if you aren't already. And I will see you right back here next time.